Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should subscribe, become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel. Remember to follow us over on social media and all of that good stuff. So, the Whitley is a robot theory has finally come to pass, has finally come to fruition, and this is all interconnected, okay? If you guys didn't see our video about Watts and Jocks being related, you gotta go watch that. If you didn't see our video about Maria's eyes, you gotta go watch that, because we brought up the idea of, wait, what if Watts is related to Geppetto, who was Penny's father, somehow? And what if that's connected? Instead of Watts being related to Jocks, he's related to Geppetto. Like, it was just a whole thing. Okay, you guys need the whole picture. You have to watch the whole thing, because at the end of the day, that would mean that Jocks is related to Whitley, and that Whitley's related to Geppetto, and that Geppetto is related to Watts, and that Watts would then again be related to Jacques. So it's all I wish we had the whiteboard. Okay, guys, I don't know if you're ready.
Welcome back,
I don't know if
class.
you're ready. Okay, yeah, this took a while because all my school stuff was on here. I had to erase it. So here's the basic idea. We had a theory that Watts was related to Jacques, okay? That they were brothers, either half-brothers or actual brothers, because remember, Jacques is not a Schnee. They do look sort of similar, okay? So if you didn't watch that video, you have to, because it's important.
It's the required readings
for
the class. Okay. It is in the syllabus.
If you didn't watch the video about Maria, we also theorized that it is possible that Watts is actually related to Geppetto. And our idea was, and Hunter sort of explained this, but, you know, the Geppetto is Penny's father, by the way. We don't know if that's his name yet. We'll start calling him by his name if he ever gets one. But basically the idea is like Geppetto is sort of making all these sort of mechanical things, and that's sort of his love. It's sort of like, again, the woodworking that happens in like the traditional sort of Pinocchio. He makes clocks and sort of stuff like that, and he loves it, but he loves Pinocchio the most. And sort of Hunter talked about how his sort of love for making those mechanics has been sort of taken by the military and stuff like that. And so basically our idea like here was that Watts and Geppetto were both sort of gifted, like mechanically gifted, and Geppetto rose up in the military. Meanwhile, Watts somehow got disgraced. Does that make sense? And so there's a sibling rivalry. Like, basically both of these, like, all sort of hinged on the fact of having a sibling rivalry. Does that make sense? Like, our Watts and Jocks one had sort of this, like, Scar, Mufasa type, like, theory, like, sort of, like, twisted like that. And Geppetto and Watts would sort of have something like that, but not necessarily a Scar and Mufasa, because Scar and Mufasa is very, like, related to these two, right? Whereas the Geppetto and Watts thing would just be, like, they were regular siblings, they, like, grew up together, and deviation, you know? And it would kind of make sense, because I'm pretty sure that this guy has, like, is going to have some kind of facial hair. Can we look back at that image, actually?
He did have a beard.
He has a beard, and Watts does have a stash, and so...
And also, I'd say Watts and his skin color are very similar.
Yes, they are very similar, because people were like, but Watts is, like, so tanned, and Jacques is white, and I was like, half siblings, but I think that this theory is actually a lot sort of stronger. So maybe we should be doing its own
Geppetto
video.
and Watts are like full-on brothers.
Yeah, like I would say that this is the more likely one. Yes. Like if I had to pick a horse in this race, it would be this one, okay? Maybe we should do that as its own video, because it seems kind of valuable, but we have mentioned it twice already, so it's like, if we're right, we still get the point. Now, how does Whitley get into this? This is where stuff begins to get cracked. Like, if you guys want to end now and be like, well, Cal proved that Geppetto and Watts are brothers, like, we're good to go. Okay?
Proved is a dubious
You know what I mean?
term,
Like, theorized what Anyway, here's how this all works, okay? So this is the situation that we sort of have going on here, okay? We know that it seems like Ironwood told Geppetto to make a vessel. And the vessel could have been either just to make more people to fight the Grimm, but Ironwood knows about Salem, it seems, judging by how he talks, right? And so what if it was like, okay, we want these robots to have the maiden powers. Lots of people have theorized that in order to sort of, you know, control who gets the powers, right?
And if they're a robot, they can never die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Theoretically. I mean, Penny obviously died, so
she died,
that didn't go very well.
Not of old age,
right? You know what I'm saying? And so it's sort of like one of those things where maidens could easily be more controlled if they were put in a vessel type situation. And so what if, like, here's sort of the situation that we have going on here. What if Jacques okay, who has ties to Ironwood, by the way. Like, we see them talking all the time, like, using, like, Jacques is using their power to, like, Jacques using his power to, like, threaten Ironwood. Ironwood's like, no, bitch, like, I ain't your bitch, and so it's sort of like, no, bitch, I'm not your bitch. Okay, so anyway, Ironwood, right, could have told Geppetto to make a prototype of Penny. And what if the prototype of Penny is actually, alright, is actually Whitley? Okay? What if Whitley is a robot? And that's why...
Without all the fighting capabilities that were added on for Penny.
Exactly, because remember, Penny can fight, but Whitley for some reason cannot produce, or does not want to produce, has no urge to be a Schnee, like, semblance user. He doesn't want to fight. Because, alright, when Winter ran the fuck away, and Weiss was starting to get a little more rebellious, Jacques could have been like, alrighty, I need a backup plan. So he asked Ironwood to build him a robot. Okay, so Ironwood would know and be able to blackmail him with this. Geppetto made the robot. The robot is Whitley, okay? And he was made to basically follow Jacques' orders and have a Jacques mindset, which is why Weiss and Winter sort of came out a very specific way. Like, they both seem to have, I don't know, specific, like, urges to be heroes and, like, save the, you know what I mean? Maybe not Winter.
Not daddy issues,
not like Winter to be a hero, but, like, you know what I mean? They both had an urge to sort of fight and escape.
Not to be a Schnee puppet.
Yeah, exactly. They both had that sort of fighting spirit inside of them to be more than they could have been, right? Like, Winter didn't want to be the heir, so it moved on to Weiss. Weiss wanted to be the heir, but she wanted to be the heir her way, and Jacques didn't like that. So the only viable solution would be Jacques to produce another heir. But at this point, another heir. At this point, Willow does not want to fuck him, okay? Because remember, okay, in Weiss's backstory situation that she told to Yang, it was said that on, like, Weiss's, like, 8th birthday, okay, and so Whitley and her seem pretty close in age, but at the same time, it's like, or Weiss's birthday, okay, so Jacques, like, had told Willow that he did not, like, only married her for the fortune, and apparently she had already known by that point, but that's still, like, there's no fucking going on here, okay? And so, we're just gonna draw another line just for the sake of it and put a question mark there, because, like, Whitley may not be real. And so what if Jacques was just like, okay, well, you're not gonna fuck me. I thought we were okay with Weiss, we're definitely not. So, what if Whitley is a robot for that reason?
So, would you...
What if Jacques made Whitley in order to follow exactly in his footsteps and do whatever he wanted, and he was programmed for that? He does not have an aura. He doesn't necessarily have a soul like Penny, but he is an AI. So he has grown and learned, but that's why his human interaction is so fucking weird. And he seems so fucking weird and, like, slinky. And actually, so his slinkiness was actually related to the Watts theory, because there was an idea that Whitley kind of, like, genetically, like, they both are very like, skinny and tall and similar, and so it could be, like, a genetic thing. Like, so there's just a lot going on here, guys.
Well, yeah, certainly I would say there's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on here, right? So that's the thing. I think this makes sense to me. It makes sense that Jacques would get fed up, okay, and if he can't produce... If he can't, we don't need that marker anymore. I think we're okay. If he couldn't produce another heir, it would make sense for him just to build one. Ironwood, can you build me a robot that has artificial intelligence and can learn, but I can mold and program into whatever I want? And Ironwood's just like, sure.
So, can I place this down and raise some questions against you?
Here's the thing, though. Okay, one more thing.
And there's always
okay, like, when Whitley, like, leans into Weiss and he's all weird, like, Whitley is very strange.
Do you remember when we first saw him in the Volume 4, when they released the opening, we thought that he was a robot.
Right.
Do you recall that?
That's what I'm saying. Yes. So now it's all coming back. Right now. Ow.
Just because of the way he stood.
Yeah, the way he stands, and he's so unnatural, and he's like, he claps like this when you see him, and I don't know, it's just so weird. I'm pretty sure he's a robot, guys. Like, no.
Anyways, mind if I just put this down and start raising questions?
Get the marker, though, while you're
One question I suppose I have against this.
Why?
Is Weiss and Winter and Willow, I mean, Willow presumably would be aware that she didn't birth a third child.
Unless she's drunk, like, she's drinking. She's been drinking in the garden. Like, what if Jacques just broke her and was like, yeah, this is your son?
I suspect that she is a broken woman.
You know what I mean? Like, so here's the thing. Winter may have left already before. And so she just assumed that her mom gave birth, and her mom is so broken and manipulated, her mom just didn't say anything. Weiss, on the other hand, this would be tricky, okay?
Did Winter fake a pregnancy? Did she
This
just not
robot-
see her mother
This
enough?
robot would have to grow somehow. Okay, this is
like
very similar to the Adrian is a senti monster theory from the miraculous ladybug side of things, where Adrian could have been so powerful he grew. Okay, I don't know why Weiss just wouldn't know. Maybe they made. So here's what I proposed in the senti monster
Wow, you look
video.
like you grew 6 inches overnight.
Here's what I proposed in the Senti
sister.
Monster video. It was that there were different iterations. So there was a toddler Adrian, there was a child Adrian, and then there was a prepubescent, like a tween Adrian, and then a teen Adrian.
And they're all different robots?
And they're all different robots.
Does that
with
mean
the same chip, like with the same memory chip, like a Baymax situation.
So that doesn't mean that they couldn't do, like, enter the Whitley verse with all the different
no,
versions of Whitley coming out to kick ass at one time.
So every time they made a new Whitley, there are a bunch of Whitleys just stored, like, in an attic somewhere, like the past
And Weiss
Whitleys.
would find that?
Maybe. I don't know.
That is the long con.
I don't think she'd find that. Like, maybe she would.
That
maybe
is
she'd
the
find out
long
eventually.
con.
Yeah, and so, here's the thing. If Whitley was, like, put away, Weiss wouldn't notice. Okay, this could be an Elsa situation where Elsa's in her room all the time, and she's the heir and all that stuff. Like, what if Whitley and Weiss were just so separated that she just never even noticed? You know, like, they get together for one family picture every year, and that's the only time she sees him, right? They have that portrait, but Whitley kind of looks the same. Like, he doesn't look that much younger, you know what I mean? He could easily just be another iteration of a robot. Because how are they planning on making Penny grow? Answer me that, Hunter. Like,
I guess the idea was that no one knew, but no one was around for Penny's development. But
what if they would have been eventually? Like that military girl that's watching her. I don't think that military girl knew she was a robot.
I mean, or if she did, she was sworn to secrecy.
Something like that.
But presumably they were like, oh, this is Penny. She's a foreign exchange student.
Yeah, but they can't do that.
Hi, Penny.
Like, Penny, oh, we saw you in the Vital Festival 100 years ago. How do you explain that, sis? Like, they couldn't do that. They would have to make her age somehow.
Or they could just, like, change her hair and makeup every once in a while.
In, like, another bot, okay?
Does that mean that we could get, like, Battle Whitley, like they transfer his...
So here's the thing. Doesn't it make sense that that's why Whitley has no desire to fight? Because Jacques would have put that in Whitley. Okay? Like, literally put that in Whitley, because
I guess that's
Weiss
true.
had an urge to fight and escape, and so did Winter. But what if he was like, you have no desire to fight, you think fighting's barbaric, you just do as you're told, you have no desire to use your semblance, no. Okay? That makes sense. That makes sense. I feel like, have you guys watched BuzzFeed Unsolved? I feel like Hunter is Ryan. Is that his name?
Ryan,
and
the sassy one, and you're the one who's into it?
Yeah.
No, wait, no, Ryan's...
Is that the other way around?
Yeah, I'm
Ryan.
Shane,
You're
Shane.
Ryan,
yes.
Yeah, so that's how I feel right now. I'm pretty sure this is correct, okay? I've never been wrong before, except for the times where I have been, which has been a couple times. Like Hazel being a werewolf. But that's been metaphorical, okay?
You've also been more right than you probably have.
Here's the thing. Jacques and Watts cannot coincide with Geppetto and Watts being related. It can only be one. Theoretic, unless they're all related, right? And so eventually I have to be wrong. But this is how theories expand. Like, I think that the Watts thing is a lot more solid, because again, if you look at the picture, they do share the same skin tone. They have the same sort of inclination to be mechanical and scientists, and that would still build the brother rivalry, and that could still, like, tie into the Weiss video that I was hopefully planning. So yeah. So Whitley...
This was a whole trip.
Whitley is a robot, and Geppetto
I would love if Weiss knew
related.
this the whole time.
Yeah,
and,
who would she tell,
and
though?
everyone's
it
like,
never came up.
you never mentioned that your brother was a robot?
It's not like Whitley's a bad guy, though, right? Because people have been arguing,
he's
like...
an asshole, but he's not like...
There was sort of a test
there's
on
levels
Twitter.
to
Like,
it.
one of the RWBY YouTubers was just like, he put out a prompt and he was like, okay, Weiss has a secret sister named Snow, and she's been the Winter Maiden, and Weiss hasn't told anyone. How do you justify it? And so I kind of clonked it out. But the thing is, with Whitley, he has no plot relevance. He's only relevant to Weiss's story. So, you know what I mean? If Whitley was a maiden or something, like, I'd understand, but Whitley's just a guy, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Why would Weiss be like, oh, by the way, like, my brother's a robot? Like, everybody would just be like, oh, that sucks, dude. Like, that kind of sucks, man. Like, I would say, if she found out at any time, it's when she went back home. And so it just hasn't been brought up again. Because if she saw Penny and knew that Penny was a robot, she'd probably think of Whitley. That could be another reason. She doesn't want Whitley to get fucking eviscerated and hacked and, like, all this nonsense.
Don't fight my dead friend, Pyrrha.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. I don't know. I think it can be justified.
I think it can be justified.
I think it can be justified. There are reasons why Weiss would not know. They could have just been like if Anna was a robot, like in Frozen, would Elsa really notice? She wouldn't.
But they would have
Elsa was inside.
They would have to preamble it with like some they would have to show Whitley doing some fucked up things, and Weiss would have to say, "I never knew my brother. We were always kept separate."
Yeah.
And only if they preempted it with that would I be like, okay, it's allowed.
Okay.
Although then again, I thought you were crazy for the whole like the relic was a person thing, and you ended up being right about that too.
That's true.
So what the fuck do I know?
And we were right about the guy, Penny's dad, also fixing Maria's eyes. Like, we had that theory before. We were both sort of on board with that.
I think we were on that.
So, guys, basically what I'm saying here is I'm a fucking genius. Rooster Teeth, alright? I already know your whole story, alright? Come here. Come get this. I will, as long as you pay me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man.
Like, you already got 4 writers. Why not 5? Or not even a writer, just a consultant, like a story consultant. I know what they want. Okay? I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm not actually like this.
Okay, I feel like they won't hire you, but they might give you like, oh, you were correct. You predicted 10 things. You get a free toaster. We stamp it out every time. There you go. Oh my gosh.
That'd kind of be funny.
I'd be okay with that.
That'd be low-key kind of funny. Anyway, we're done. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, God. It's always going to be a good video when you break out the whiteboard.
I know. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our wonderful patrons over on Patreon who support the channel. Their names will scroll through now.